I think there's an enormous amount of potential. We did work recently, some research to look at the levels of interest for makers in working internationally. It's quite significant. And of course, British craft has fantastic value. It's got a brilliant brand. It's very much around Britishness. And that's something that you can sell abroad in the same way that you can high-end fashion and so forth. So what we're doing is looking at ways in which we can try and get in some of the new markets. And of course, all the work that UKTI and the government is doing is a fantastic background for us to work with them in terms of working and looking for those new markets. So for example, we're going to Dubai again this year, and we're taking makers with us to start to develop the market there. We've been looking in the Far East as well. So the idea being that actually what we're doing is really marketing and showcasing the best of British craft, so we can start to begin to get people familiar with what it is, and that then means the potential for commissions, for purchasing, but also of course people, for example in the Middle East and the Far East, come back to London. We have events in London that we want those people to come to, so it's also about driving that investment back into the country. Yes, there's been the most fantastic renaissance of interest in making and process and all of those things. And I think people are really interested in how things are made and actually having a go themselves again. And also at the more luxury end of things, people want to express themselves through individual products. And of course, that's what they can do with makers. They're buying one-offs, they're commissioning new work, or they're buying into small batch production. And that's a fantastic way of expressing yourself. And a type of luxury which isn't about ostentation or cost. It's actually about the values that are in craft of well-made, of skill, and all those sorts of things. And I think at the moment people are very interested in those sorts of values. So it's a very interesting time, and also because a lot of makers are embracing new technology as well. And that might seem like a strange thing to say because people tend to associate craft perhaps with the handmade, but actually makers have always used tools. So new technology is another way in which they can start to develop new ways of working, which that might be in laser cutting, for example, or new types of work. And that's fantastic. It's very exciting because it means that there's always new things to be showcasing to the rest of the world.